Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today we have a fresh devblog to go over. However, this devblog does contain some news that a pretty sizable chunk of you guys will probably not be overjoyed to hear. So let's just go ahead and get on into it. If you wish to read along as I read aloud, you can check out a link in the description to take you right to the devblog page. I will be throwing up any relevant images or artwork as we get through the devblog. And if you check out the timeline down below, I will have the chapter set up, so if there's a particular topic that interests you, you can zip and zoom right onto it. But let's go ahead and get reading. The devblog is titled Closed Test 14.2, Early Access to Soviet Submarines, Pirate Bounty Hunt, and more. That's right, we are getting Soviet subs. They are the next tech line being introduced into the game, which is going to receive mixed results, I think, from the audience. But again, we'll see how the comments pan out. So the devblog says, welcome back to the devblog, captains. This time we'll be taking a look at the new content we prepared for the third update of the year. If you like what you see, keep an eye on our upcoming publications. We'll reveal even more details about what's coming to our virtual seas in the new future. It's meant to say in the near future. All right. So obviously, first up, Soviet subs. Man, it's been, what, the British subs were the last tech line of subs introduced into the game, and that was early last year, maybe even 2 years ago. It's been a minute since, I mean, obviously submarines aren't the most popular class, but even considering that, it's been some time since the tech line submarines have been added to the game. But anyway, let's see what they have to say about the Soviets. With update 14.2, a new submarine tech tree joins World of Warships, Soviet submarines. Please welcome the S1, which is the Tier 6, the L20, the Tier 8, and the K1, which is the Tier 10. Now, from back in friggin' 2022 when these things were first announced, these are actually all real still ships. The Soviets actually had a pretty sizable submarine fleet during the war and after, so, real ships. So I'll give them kudos for that. Alright, initially announced in 2022, Soviet subs have recently returned to the testing with a fresh gameplay concept. It is in a sense similar to Torpedo Destroyer's playstyle. Okay. Focused on making attacks with unguided torpedoes from medium to long range, let's take a quick look at the highlights. Soviet submarines feature unguided torpedoes with better damage and faster speed than most other submarines. Plan out careful attacks against unsuspecting targets. Good speed on the surface and enhanced acceleration compared to other subs will help these submarines keep range from their opponents, but poor speed when submerged means danger when called out and forced to dive. Further, relatively low dive capacity means that they can't stay down for long. While not the best submarine duelists, long-range submarine surveillance makes Soviet submarines excellent at revealing enemy submarines for their team. Altogether, Soviet submarines should operate primarily on the surface using their good speed and great unguided torpedoes to attack from unexpected angles. Keep an eye on enemy positions. A nearby ship forcing you under can lead to an early death. Now on these new submarines, we're adding some special content. The Iskra permanent camo for K1. The, oh my god, Pulich permanent camouflage for L20. I actually like the way that one looks. And the Polarnia I got Polarnia correct. Polarnia Zvezda permanent camo for S189. I probably murdered that. Alright. We're also pleased to introduce new commanders with individual voiceovers. Konolov and Comradin. Montgomery Cavendish Wellington. My god, that is the most British name I've ever heard. I need some tea and crumpets now. Last but not least, a new flag, a new patch. One ping only patch, Silent Guard flag. So, this is something. This Soviet commander here is legally distinguishable Captain. Oh my god, what's his name? I watched this movie so much. Oh my god, Hunt for Red October. Ramius, legally distinguishable Captain Ramius, and Soviet Dr. Alan Grant from Jurassic Park. Sam, I can't remember his character's name, but yeah, it's obviously what they're going for here. But that's cool. This is the first time we've had two commanders in one portrait, I think. So, But yeah, I mean, we kind of knew this was coming with the DevBlog a little while ago, they introduced, I believe, this patch and the flag. And they also announced some changes to the Soviet subs. So this was kind of something that most of us, at least if you watched that video, again, were expecting. Now, the way they've changed them, they sound like what submarines really should be, right? Especially World War II era submarines. They operate on the surface. They're slow underwater. They mostly use unguided torpedoes. So that is definitely checking off a lot of boxes that make submarines less frustrating to deal with, right? Because the most frustrating things about dealing with submarines is, they're underwater, or they're at periscope depth. They're pinging you constantly. You're having to deal with guided torpedoes, right? That's what's really frustrating. But these guys, again, they're kind of just like the I-56, which is a fairly inoffensive submarine, right? You play it at the surface. It's like a destroyer that can go underwater for a second or two. You just throw your torpedoes at things like a destroyer, and then when you get caught, you gotta hopefully get away or perish, right? So I'm more open to the idea of these submarines than obviously like some of the ones that lean more on their guided torpedoes, but I guess we will see how they do once they do get out into early access and we can get our hands on them. Alright, so the second part of this devblog, the Pirate Bounty Hunt and Wishing Wharf events. So they say, next up, Update 14.2 marks the return of the Bounty Hunt. This iteration works in a different fashion than the previous one in Update 13.9. Once per day, you can get a special bundle from the Armory for free. If in the next 24 hours, you will receive bounty status, marking your ship as a desirable target for other players. You can play as a bounty in random battles using battleships, cruisers, and destroyers, tiers 6 through super ships. As a bounty, you'll have the opportunity to complete the mission described below and earn special achievements. Note that for this iteration, the bounty status will last until you either complete the mission or 24 hours pass from the moment of the purchase, meaning you don't need to reacquire the bundle each time you lose your ship. Alright. Your goal as a bounty, should you choose to accept it, contains the following objectives. As a bounty, sink 5 enemy ships. This is your main mission task. Earn the Counter Punch achievement. Sink 4 enemy ships in a single battle as a bounty. Earn the At Gunpoint achievement. Win and survive 5 battles as a bounty. Earn the Matter of Honor achievement. Destroy an enemy bounty ship while also having bounty status. Note that each achievement can be earned one time for the duration of the event. You can complete the main mission once per purchase of the bundle. Fear not, if you'd rather be on the side of the gun, hunting enemy bounties, you can use ships of all types, including aircraft carriers and submarines, and get the following achievements. Earn Achievement Bounty Hunter, sink an enemy bounty, no limit on repeating this one. Earn Achievement Fire on Myself, receive 1 million HP potential damage, and finish among the top 30 XP earners on your team. Additionally, the allied ship designated as a bounty must survive the battle. Like the other bounty achievements, this one is only earnable once. For completing the main mission and earning the achievements, you will get bounty tokens, which you can spend on a variety of rewards, including new pirate commanders with individual voiceovers, permanent camouflages, and a new flag. Commanders Robin LaFierce and Andrew the Lip, and the new Pirates Arsenal flag. Update 14.2 also brings a pirate-themed Wishing Wharf event. As before, a wide variety of rewards are on offer, including the following new content. New ships Monmouth and Valparaiso, that's the Vanguard that's secondary. Monmouth, I believe, has been in dev hell for like forever. Permanent camos, Glorious Wanderer Frigate, and permanent camouflage around the world. The new commander, Marissa La Loca, will also be available as a reward for completing a global combat mission. Alright. And then there are some additional changes. We're getting 2 new Tier 10 Special Ship Containers. Special Ship Container and Special Ship Tier 10 Elite Container. So from the Special Ship Container, you can get, the Tier 10, the Salem, Tromp, Fur Sherman, Max Immelman, Yoshino, U4501, the Bazan, Brisbane, Hayate, Napoli, Malta, Marso, Calvados, Mosfa, and GK. And then, same for the Elite Container. Okay. And we're also getting the Headless Horseman as a commander. Alright, so a couple other miscellaneous changes there, but nothing that's really overly important to note in this video. So, yeah, Soviet submarines are coming out next. That's kind of interesting. Again, they sound like they play like what we assume submarines should be. Again, on the surface, using unguided torpedoes, basically being super stealthy destroyers versus, running around underwater at, 40 knots like some submarines, U-4501. So I'm interested to see how they go. If they go with this route with more submarines in the future, that will probably make them a lot more bearable to play against. I know they were talking about this concept with the Japanese submarines, but we don't know what's going on with those guys. I think they were briefly mentioned in the DevBlog and just never again. So I don't know what's going on with them, but these are interesting indeed. Monmouth coming out finally is cool, but it's in the Wishing Warf event, so that's a little less cool, as with Valparaiso. I would have liked to just buy those outright, and maybe we can buy them outright. We don't know yet, but we'll see what happens with that with the Wishing Warf. So guys, that is it for today's video for this devblog. Know what you guys think in the comments down below. You excited for Soviet submarines or not so excited? And what about the Monmouth and the Valparaiso too? What you guys thinking about all that? Hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday, wonderful rest of your week. Don't forget to catch you guys in the next one.